This is Sound Off 60.
I want to make sure that the best team is the champion.
Yeah.
I want to play,
And that's key.
if that tournament comes up with this is the best team, I'm for that.
Southwest Louisiana's premier sports talk television show.
With me?
Hey.
Without me? All
That
right.
might be the
Hey.
dumbest argument we've ever had.
You
I like
are
the way he
most
does that.
idiotic imbecile if you thought that argument did not have merit.
Look.
It did not.
All right,
McCarran.
So you talking about my
Mettenberger.
LSU quarterback?
Yeah.
What you put
With me? Without me?
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Here are the boys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Well, we're all eating a bit of crow.
We are. Nobody
No
can talk
one
about
can
each
jump
other.
on
Nobody.
anybody about eating crow because
Nobody.
we were wrong.
What a
and
dud.
probably about maybe conservatively 70%
I
of the
mean,
country
seriously,
might be eating
seriously,
crow. Maybe
because I mean,
they
you
had
know,
the Broncos.
you go back and you say to yourself, you know, the headlines are everywhere. It's saying, "Didn't see this coming."
I didn't.
I didn't.
Guidry,
What a
you're the
dud.
big
I did.
Bronco guy.
I was.
It didn't
I was
shock me that Seattle won. I thought
No.
it was.
No,
thought
I
it was
didn't-
close
I didn't
to a
Scooter.
coin flip, but I
No.
thought it would be a decent game. Good
I
grief,
didn't.
NFL. That's the best you can
I
give us.
didn't. I didn't think that it
Here's
was.
the college boy
Yeah,
coming
you right
out
about that.
at
You right
him
about that.
again.
But oh my goodness.
Well, let
Yo,
me
where do
say
we
this
start?
from the outset.
Where do we start?
The what? The Facebook and maybe I don't know. Are you Twitterized? But the
I don't
Facebook
do
world
that.
and Twitter
I don't
had
do the
you on
Facebook.
your couch all dressed
Yeah.
up. Come
In
on, man. That's what I
full
saw.
Wearing your old Bronco
Yeah.
uniform.
Facebook.
My wife did that to me, man. She did
Look
that
on
to me,
Facebook.
man.
She
You'll
didn't
see.
put the uniform on.
That's right.
She
I was
put
sitting.
the
No,
picture
I put it
up.
on, Scooter.
Oh,
I put the
you put it
uniform
on.
on. But I was in the privacy of my home.
Oh, yeah, not private anymore.
Okay.
You know
I was
what?
in the privacy of my home and like 20 other people. Okay,
She
so
should have got you to stand up and turn around. That would have been a show. All
He
right,
was
guys.
wearing the helmet.
I didn't see the helmet. I saw the jersey and pants. You had the helmet
I
on?
had the helmet on,
Oh,
man.
Guidry, that's the reason why the Broncos lost. Come on, man.
I just wanted to let my guys know I was there with them, man. That's
You were
all,
there.
bro.
All right,
I was
guys.
there with them.
Welcome aboard to Sound Off 60 with Jack
Unbelievable.
Daniels. We got a lot of Super Bowl to talk about.
Yes,
and if
we
you're a
do.
Broncos fan, it's going to be ugly and maybe difficult.
Yeah.
But if you're a Seahawks fan, guys,
Wow.
everything went wrong for the Broncos. Everything went right to a degree for the
To a
Seattle
degree.
Seahawks.
And you have
No,
to put
not
it that
to
way.
a degree. Everything.
Everything. I mean,
Yeah.
And you know, and a lot of what went wrong for Denver was Seattle's fault.
Yes.
But I cannot. You know, I've heard talk. Oh, the Broncos were exposed. Oh, the
Yeah.
AFC
Yeah.
was exposed. Blah. No, it was that kind of game, and
but
everything that could possibly go wrong for the Broncos from the first
From the
snap
first
of the
snap
game.
on, yeah.
from the first snap.
I've
And
never
when you look
seen
back at it, guys, why we thought it would be such a great matchup, for once, you had number one against number one.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to say to yourself, this has got to be at least a close game or a good game.
Right.
Guys,
It's happened a few times before in the Super Bowl, and the
It
defense
has.
always seems to come out on top kind of big. But this was, in my mind, different because it was Peyton Manning, and he was
Yeah.
coming off
Yeah.
a record-breaking year against good teams
Unbelievable.
in the AFC and NFC.
league MVP.
I know.
mean, you know, just
so
he couldn't have done anything else better before coming to the Super Bowl. Nothing. Record-setting year.
No, yardage, touchdowns.
And you gotta say to yourself, Peyton can at least put 14 points on the board. You gotta say that to yourself, Rick.
Did it seem to you Peyton didn't have much on the ball?
I noticed that.
On his throws?
I noticed that.
Now, late in the game, I don't know, it seemed like he got a
Now,
little
we
zip
we
back.
talked about his arm
Yeah.
strength and how strong
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
And there was no really wind. The weather was great and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But I did
weather was
notice
perfect.
his ball. And now, you know, everybody kind of will throw a floater every now and
Yeah.
then. But even his short passes.
Even those short passes,
I know.
he
I
seemed to
noticed
be
that.
lobbing
Seemed
them
like
in
they
there.
I
wasn't really
noticed that.
that
They
strong.
didn't have the zip
And-
on it.
And guys,
no
you know,
excuse by any
no,
means.
no, no,
No excuse
And you know,
either,
the biggest factor we thought would probably play in this game, because the three of us talked about it, we said would probably be the weather. You couldn't have asked for
No,
a
it
better.
was perfect. It
couldn't-
it was
Weather
perfect.
You couldn't have asked for better
Now, they
weather
had
than
a
that.
pretty good blizzard there today,
Yeah.
Yeah.
apparently.
All right, let's get to. I'm
You
very
know the
interested.
oddest thing about that?
What's that?
What have heard this? in the entire history of the NFL, not postseason, not Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's the first game that ever ended 43-8.
Are you serious?
In postseason and Super Bowl, the combination of 43-8.
Regular season.
Regular season.
There has never been
been a
an
score?
NFL
8
game
to 43?
anywhere.
Are you serious?
Where did you get that?
I mean,
nugget at?
yeah, where'd you get that from,
43-8.
43
Never
to 8,
in the
never?
history.
Never happened.
Are you serious, Scooter?
Well, I don't know how you. Okay, interesting. All right.
That is very
okay.
interesting.
Number stat
That
man
is-
here in the middle.
that
All right,
is.
Look, I've got my opinion. I'm interested. Let me throw mine out first.
Okay.
Here's how the Broncos really lost this game. I don't think it was the overhead snap right off. Oh, look, they were down 8-0, 15-0, 22-0 was a stretch, but they were still in this game.
No doubt about it.
It wasn't, a hill they couldn't climb or a hole they couldn't climb out of. It didn't help, obviously. It was like incredulous. It was like, oh my gosh, it was a holy moly moment. But okay, here's where I think they lost it. The Seattle secondary and the linebackers, and if they drop down in that zone blitz or whatever they do, their coverage was so good on his receiver, because they didn't even run the ball.
No,
they had like
they
27 yards running. Was
They
so
didn't.
good.
They didn't try after
They didn't try because they got behind it. But it was so tight and so good, it took his receivers so long to get open. And by that time, Manning was then under pressure. He got happy feet. You saw him roll out of the pocket so much, and that's when it was a snowball down. It was, all right, I'm stating the obvious, a defensive domination by Seattle, but more specifically, the coverage on his receivers and the hits, they were just so physically imposing, he couldn't find anybody open, and when he did, it was these short little 5 yards, which did nothing.
I mean, it
which
was
did
just,
nothing.
I mean,
That's where they lost it. It was the coverage, and it took so long for even a crease to open up in his receivers that by that time, Manning couldn't get him the ball. He couldn't get him the ball and probably wouldn't get him the ball because, again, I saw that, Hobbs. His arm just...
I thought late the game, it looked like he had a little zip. But
I
for
didn't see
the
it at
most
all.
part,
I didn't see
I
it
mean,
at all.
I could not figure that
Scooter,
out.
go.
But I mean,
What lost the
really
game?
and true. Well, let's say what won the game. Maybe one of the best defenses we've seen in a long, long time.
Since the Ravens,
At
Since
least.
their Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
The first one, anyway.
Yeah, not last year.
Yeah, not last year.
I mean, that is an incredible defense.
Yeah.
That game really kind of reminded me of the first Saints game, the playoff game with the Saints.
Yeah.
You know, the Saints were in that game.
Yeah, very much so.
But that game reminded me of what they
Total
did
domination.
to the Saints offense.
We talked about it. That secondary looked like they had extra guys.
Yeah.
It looks like they played with 13 men on the field.
And-
I'll
It
tell you.
does. And did you notice, and this was true in both the Saints games, boy, why anybody bothers trying to throw a screen on that team?
No, it's not going to work. They're too big, too fast.
I have to say that I'm surprised Scooter didn't pick this stat up that was said the entire day on national television was that the 12th man played a huge factor in this game. They said that is the largest.
Site.
They said this was the largest crowd ever for a team, a home team, to bring with
For
them.
a traveling team.
For traveling. They said this has been the largest
It was
ever.
loud. I could hear it on
Well, I
my
mean,
set. It was
nothing,
loud.
It was nothing like.
It wasn't, though.
Well,
It
no,
wasn't
it wasn't like
it
being
wasn't
in
like
Seattle, but they said
Seattle's home
it may
field.
have had a factor in that. Just putting it out there. This is the thing, guys. The old cliche we always use, but we never get around to finding ways to say, that's what I'm talking about. Here it goes. Defense wins championships. Think about it how you think about it. Wait. But this is the thing, though. We always say that, but we never have a place to go and say, remember this, remember that? Look now.
Well,
Sunday.
the 85 Bears, the 03 Ravens, or whatever year they won.
But you like to be able to put something on it when you say it.
Yeah.
Sunday was the
Well,
one.
this was it. Total
This is it
domination.
also, Rick. When you look at how Seattle posed their will against Denver's front offensive line was, I shouldn't use the word embarrassing, but
I didn't.
it was
Peyton Manning doesn't like
What?
that
No,
word.
I'm great. I
It was
didn't
physically
think, I didn't
dominating.
think Manning was under extreme pressure all day. I mean, I know they hit his arm
But-
for the interceptions. But, I mean, it looked like for the most part, it was more a matter of just they couldn't get anybody open.
That, to my
Yeah.
point, though, but he rolled out a lot of it, and
Yeah.
you don't see Peyton Manning do that.
No.
You do not see him do that.
That defense, I think, was set to want to make Peyton move because they know he's never moved before. You give Peyton 1,001, 1,002, it's gone.
Right.
They had people in his face. They made a point to put people in his face.
Right.
Whether it was up the middle or on the ends, Peyton didn't know where the pressure was coming from.
That's where I thought Denver would get into a rhythm, hopefully early. The crossing routes, the little this, the little that, the quick passes.
You're right.
But he couldn't because they were so tightly covered, and they jammed him at the line. They were just totally
That's what they do, Rick.
Totally ineffective.
And the thing is, Rick, the defensive coordinator for Seattle said the one thing that we wanted to do that a lot of teams don't know how and don't have the people to do it is to put quarterbacks in boxes. They say we put Peyton Manning in a box. And if you think about it,
we're going to get on that in the next segment. The building of Seattle, specifically that defense and the offense. That
certain people you got to put in certain.
That offense was impressive.
It's certain people you have to put in certain things to make it work for you.
Seattle's got the recipe. That. And what's in store for the NFC now that the Seahawks have won? They're a young team.
They've
got everybody under dead gum contract.
Look,
how much more Saints fans, or really the NFC, is going to have to fight this.
But wait,
the rise of the Phoenix, if you will, out in Seattle.
But this is the thing. Before we go, this is the thing, Rick. You've got 55 players. 21 of them was non-drafted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did they increase the roster? Is it 55 or 53? You mean
53. Okay. 53. 53 players.
Oh, yeah, well,
you got 21 non-drafted players that's playing on that team.
Give Schneider, their GM, and Carroll,
somebody doing something right.
Give a lot of credit. But I want to get into that. And I want to talk about, again, the subplot that everybody nationally, of course, is Louisiana's own Peyton Manning, his legacy.
Yeah.
The word embarrassing and how he got, all these. I've got some really strong opinions on this.
I do too.
I have a feeling we're going to disagree on this, but we're going to get into that.
Too.
Coming up later on in the show, we're going to talk college recruiting. I get stopped a lot. The last couple of weeks, nobody can remember.
It's coming close.
National Signing Day.
National
When is
Signing Day
National Signing Day? It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, the 5th.
The Tigers from McNeese and across the country of college football. It's Wednesday, National Signing Day. The American Press's Alex Hickey will join us later on in the show to talk about McNeese's situation and a few other topics. If we have time, with Hickey here. I don't know. Is he here? Is the hat here?
He's here. The hat's here. He's here.
I want to get on this Burton Coliseum, Lake Charles Civic Center on campus because he wrote a scathing column about the Lake Charles Civic Center, and I thought it was totally overboard.
Oh, my goodness.
Overboard.
Hickey's got a report on that. He's got a report on that. He's got a report on that. He's got to.
He's scared already. All right, we've got about a 2.5 minute break.
He's got a report on that.
Daniels at LaBerge. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judge, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21, Sulphur.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Sound Off 60.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge. February 14th, guys, fast approaching. All
It's
right,
a big
Boys
day.
to Men, big show here at LaBerge at the Concert Special Event Center. Boys to Men on Friday, February 14th. So if you don't have any ideas for
Get your
Valentine's
tickets.
Day,
That's almost sold out.
Get your tickets now, right?
Yeah, it's almost sold out.
It's going to be a sellout.
There's no doubt it's going to be a
Great
sellout.
band, great music.
You better get
And
your
it's a great
tickets now.
time to, for your Valentine's Day
Speaking
celebration.
of which,
But
if we can get off topic just for a little bit.
don't go too far. Got a lot to talk about.
Halftime.
I knew it was coming.
Great.
Yeah.
And national anthem.
Great.
Different.
You're right.
Different.
Nailed it.
Different.
Nailed it.
Different.
That's the way you sing a
Different.
national
And
anthem.
That was
later
different.
on in the show, you love doing this.
That was different.
Again, I may be in the minority here, but there was what little I picked up on the commercials, a brewing controversy over the Coca-Cola commercial, God Bless America, in the different languages.
I know.
I want to get into that later on in the show.
I saw that.
I may be coming out from left field, and again,
I
may be
saw
in the
that,
minority
Rick. I
on
know
this
which one you're talking
but
about,
we'll
though.
get it, because I know that's one of your favorite subjects,
I
Super
missed
Bowl
that
ads.
one.
Yeah,
Unless
it
I've
is,
heard
it is,
the
it is.
controversy.
Yeah,
I
so,
missed the
so
actual
we'll get
Yeah.
into that later on in
Yeah.
the show. Don't let me forget
Good
now,
point.
all right?
No.
Hit me in
No,
the
we
head
won't.
and
We
say we
will.
got to get
We
on
will.
that subject.
We
All right,
will.
let's get back to the Super Bowl and where we are with this thing. All right, 43-8. It could have been 63-8.
It could have been.
One of the things that
The
the Broncos.
first 43-8 game in NFL history.
Thank you for that stat again, there, newspaper boy. I don't know where he comes up with this stuff.
But Rick, this is the thing that gets me and blows me away when you
Why
look
is
at
that
Super Bowl.
important? I don't-
Yeah.
I don't. To me, it's just amazing.
It is amazing. You're right about that.
And all the games that I think I've seen, and maybe I've missed one, maybe I've missed a few. But have you ever seen the opposing team score in all three phases of their game?
Good point.
And the opposing team doesn't even score yet?
Good point.
Offense, defense, special teams.
yeah.
How do you let that happen?
You're right on, Gidry.
How do you let that happen?
You're right on, Gidry.
So
I left the room
I'm
when I was coming back in Harvin. I thought, oh, surely I can leave the room
and
they'll have a normal kickoff.
And you know why they didn't cover this. You know the two fastest guys on the field is Trendon and Harvin. Why wouldn't you cover this man? Why wouldn't you cover him?
I'm sure, look, they spent all
The two
halftime
fastest guys
saying,
on the
this
team.
game's not over. This game's not over. We
Yeah.
just get off to a good start.
Yeah.
Rah-rah! Everything that
That's
could
the way it
possibly
starts
go
out.
wrong
Has
has
gone wrong.
already gone wrong. All right, kick it off. Uh-oh.
And the scouting report on Prater, who's got a strong leg, but I read a nugget where at MetLife, or when he is kicked at the Meadowlands, he has a low percentage
Does he really?
of
Well,
kicking it into the end zone. for some
that
reason.
was like to the 15.
I know.
Yeah.
In fact, I
I
was
think they may have
thinking,
planned that.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe they were trying,
trying to catch it short.
semi
Yeah.
onside,
Catch it short or
maybe
whatever.
Get one rolling around.
But they made a
down
big
there.
mistake.
Well, they bopped right up into
They
Harvin's
made a big
hand.
mistake
All
when
right.
they did that.
So
big
look,
mistake.
I thought the Broncos did. Look, they hung in there.
They did.
forced field goals early.
But
you
look,
know, 5-0.
Yeah, they did.
8-0. Even at 15-0. You know,
Even Rick,
Yeah.
they
I
did the
thought
job
that-
defensively early.
Rick, I'm giving them at halftime going in 22-0 or whatever.
Sliver of hope.
Yeah, I'm still giving it to them. But this is the thing that gets me,
All right,
Rick.
it was over.
You seem like Scooter say, you all but knew, just looking at Seattle's defense and looking at Denver's offense, you could just see the domination taking place, Rick.
Speed.
And let me
Speed,
unmatchable.
cut above.
Unmatchable, Rick.
They played
Unmatchable,
at a
Rick.
different level.
Rick,
They played at a
Thomas was
different
probably Denver's #1 guy. When they hit him on that crossbar, which everybody's talking about, you knew right then, man, Seattle's coming to play.
Yeah.
Seattle's coming to play.
When Chancellor knocked him.
Knocked him.
Yeah, and
you
got
knew
guys,
right
You
then.
got guys running backwards for Denver. And like, we got to go north and south on these guys. You can't run sideways.
And what's the guy? One of the commentators made a joke about the other receiver. They said, "Did he even play?" What's the other guy?
all
honestly,
of them. The other Thomas.
Didn't even get a
Decker,
catch. Did
Welker.
Decker? They said, did Decker even play? You never heard Decker name called,
No,
guys.
no.
You never heard Decker
just-
name
no.
called
Look,
yesterday.
Manning sets a record.
That's
well,
crazy.
Well, Demaryius Thomas had
That's
like
crazy.
a record too for most catches, whatever. Peyton Manning set a record for most completions, but it was just, it was
They
was
were
junk.
all 3
It was junk.
yards.
I know, it was junk. It was junk.
It wasn't going to win anything.
No, it wasn't moving the ball.
And you
wasn't
know, when
doing
you look back, you have to have really, you kind of really feel bad for Peyton because you know what? It's like,
You do.
I'm going to look at my offensive line and say, dude, just one game. I just needed you for one. for one game, dude.
I disagree with you, Hobbs. I
Just
think
for
he
one
was
game.
under a lot of pressure.
Oh,
it was
he
just that,
was under pressure.
He was just that
They-
not really subtle pressure,
Look,
but they were just there.
look,
They were hanging around his arm a lot.
I mean, I wasn't saying there was no pressure. I'm just saying it was not
Didn't
like
seem
it
like
was
he
not
was-
like he was dropping back and getting hit.
And
You
golf.
know what
Right. I agree
no,
with you on that.
I don't.
But
I
they
don't
were
think
there.
that Peyton
He
got sacked.
wasn't being overwhelmed.
He never got sacked. Am I correct? He never got sacked.
Well, that fumble would count as the same.
Well, okay, but he never got sacked. I mean, if you look at the game, I don't
Maybe
think he
not
got
in
sacked.
the sense of true sacks. You're right
But
about
that
that.
fumble would count.
Okay,
You're right about
but when you looked and they interviewed, post-game interview, the defensive coordinator for Seattle, and I was trying to figure out what he was meaning when he said, what people don't understand, we put Peyton Manning in a box. You have to have certain people to play certain positions, to cause certain pressure in certain areas.
Right.
Man, that's like,
Well,
you got to specialize in certain people, Rick. You can't just draft anybody to play that position. You got to know what you want.
In the earlier segment, I mentioned about just their personnel. Their personnel.
It's different, Rick. It's different.
They got guys from, like you said, undrafted Utah or wherever, but it's a scheme. It's a mindset. It's the physicality and all the combination fits perfectly for them. It just fits perfectly, and they just
Pete Carroll said it.
The level in which they're playing is
And a lot of coaches,
exceptional.
a light's gonna go off. Pete Carroll say, I've got the majority of the guys that y'all said couldn't do it. Think about what he just said.
To a certain degree.
Think about what he
Look,
just
the
said.
Saints have done that too.
I've got a lot of guys that you guys said couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And
Who
now they're
said?
playing for me.
Who
He's
said
talking
they
about
couldn't
people
do it?
around the league. No.
Well, like
You're missing
drafting.
my point. You missed
Drafting.
one. On talent-wise, Scooter. You know, certain guys not getting drafted or whatever because people said they couldn't play or couldn't do that. That's what Pete Carroll said.
He's
that
basing
got
it
playing
on
for him.
drafting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and he
basing
said
it
that
on
acts as a self-motivator to those players. It does.
All right, look, 43-8, it was a wrap.
That wasn't nice.
I do not
That wasn't
think-
nice at all.
I think it's unfair to label Peyton Manning a choke in the Super Bowl. He's
can't-
lost two. I
you
understand
can't label
that.
him a choke.
And I understand he's lost 12 playoff or postseason games. His record is like 11 and 12.
Well, that's partly because he's been in so many.
He's been in so
Yeah.
many. Exactly
Yeah.
right,
And
Mr.
that's
The
Hall.
top three in losses
That's true.
are Peyton, Marino,
Gotta be
and
Dan
Elway,
Marino.
I think.
So
Yeah.
when you step up to the plate more like baseball, guess
You're
what?
gonna probably strike out
the
more.
percentages may
Yeah.
be against you.
Yeah.
So I think
But-
it's unfair
but
to label him.
The thing that I think people
Well,
are
I mean,
saying.
he's 1 and 2 in Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And he played pretty well in that other one that he lost against the Saints.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he had
Well,
that
that-
huge
that-
interception.
the huge
But
interception.
other than that play, I mean, he played pretty well.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
And you know, Peyton's a Louisiana guy. You know we're gonna all take up for him. But the thing that I think a lot of people are
he
saying
deserves to be. I mean, he just
that-
deserves.
that a lot of people are saying is that how can you go from 0 to 60 to nothing when it comes to postseason when during the regular season you're 0 to 60. Come postseason, the last game of the season, the most important one,
A cut above. Seattle is a cut above.
and that's
They just
what I
weren't
think.
prepared for
that's
that
what I
type
think the confusion of a lot of
physicality.
people saying, you know, hell for 16 games I want John Elway.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean Peyton Manning. Oh, well, I want him. But postseason, let me find me another quarterback.
I just don't
Let me-
buy into that.
and
I
I'm
don't
just-
buy into
that's,
that.
That's what's
And
being
look,
told to me.
The whole thing about his legacy and a Hall of Fame and what group will he be
Man,
in?
look.
That is so subjective.
Let me say
That
this,
is
Rick.
so subjective. He'll go
Let me-
down.
let me
What's
say
wrong
this.
with going down as one of the top 10 quarterbacks to
Let
ever
me-
play the game?
Let me
that's
say
what-
this.
How are
Rick.
you going to label somebody the best of all time?
Let me say this.
How do you
if,
do that?
If anybody labels this man as a choke, as can't perform under pressure, can't throw in cold weather, let me tell you something. For this man to endure, I've had the chance to play y'all. For this man to endure 16 years, for those
You're right.
people that say that,
I'm with you
shame
on
on
that.
you.
Now, he's had
Shame
bad
on
games.
you. Oh, everybody
He has
has Rick.
had bad games in postseason.
Everybody said, but for those people
He's had bad games.
to
No
say
doubt.
Patriots
that
had his
and
number.
label him
Pardon?
like that,
The Patriots had his number for a while.
Yeah,
You're
they
right.
did.
They-
When he was with
he's
the
had
Colts.
With the
bad
Colts.
games.
You're right.
And this was a lousy game for
It
him.
was.
But he had a lot of help on that path to being lousy.
You know
he
what?
really
Oh,
did.
no question.
He really
and
did.
Rick, the thing that kind of confuses me more so than anything, when you look throughout the whole year, and guys, maybe we're not just seeing the big picture. Maybe Seattle is just
cut above.
some bad boys.
Cut above.
Because the regular season, nobody was touching.
I know.
Nobody was touching Peyton.
Yeah.
Nobody was touching him.
Or not getting close.
Not getting close
Not
with the
getting
way he
close.
had time
Yeah.
to throw the
A cut
ball
above.
and do damage with it.
A cut above,
but
no doubt.
When you look at Seattle, guys, it was like, who are we going to try
All
and
right.
stop?
As we go to break, now that we're on that whole legacy thing, quickly, all-time greatest quarterback in your opinion? All time. Whatever you base it on.
Terry Bradshaw.
All time.
Who?
Yeah, I know. Okay. All time.
I gotta say that. How many he
Come on,
won? How
quickly.
many he won?
Just
how many?
Whatever.
Are you going up?
Montana.
Montana. It's Joe Montana in my.
Well, why wouldn't you
humble
say
and
Terry? Terry's won the most.
No, he hasn't. Montana won 4. Bradshaw won 4. But that's it's your opinion. That's what I'm saying. It's very subjective.
Can't believe you didn't go with a Louisiana dude.
Very subjective.
Can't believe that.
All right, we're
sports
up against
writer,
the clock.
Louisiana sports writer. Don't go with the hometown dude.
The man's
What's that all
being
about,
truthful.
man?
Well,
What's that all about?
All right, we're up against the
Montana,
clock.
Elway,
We're coming
you're
back in 2 minutes. Coming up next, we'll talk college recruiting and all that surrounds the McNeese Cowboys with the American
it's that
Press's
time.
Alex Hickey. The hat may or may not be here. We'll see. We'll be back in 2. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford, Begless Parkway in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Choosing your doctors and healthcare professionals is an important and personal decision, and one that you should feel totally comfortable with. Hello, I'm Dr. Trisa Guidry, and I'd like to welcome you to our clinic, where your health and well-being is our top priority. I'm a board-certified OBGYN and a graduate of LSU. My dedicated staff and I would like to invite you to call for a consultation and appointment. You will experience the trust, comfort, and medical treatments you deserve. We are Dr. Trisa Guidry.
We are here at Jack Daniel's at LaBerge Casino. We've covered a couple of segments of the Super Bowl, as ugly as it was, as a blowout as it was. All right, we're going to switch gears.
That was a hurtful thing, man.
What's that?
That was a hurtful thing yesterday, man.
Did the sun come up or for you? Did the sun come up?
Man, that was painful, man.
Well, it took about 8 hours for the sun to come up today.
Third quarter at my house, I told everybody, you got to go.
Go. Get out of here. That's right.
You got to go.
We're going to shift gears, talk college recruiting and a few subjects concerning the McNeese Cowboys. American Press's Alex Hickey has joined us to cover some of that with us. So, Alex, we appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Be honest. Who'd you pick? Hawks or Broncos? Who'd you pick?
Well,
Broncos.
I thought Seattle would win, but I thought it'd be like 27-23.
Yeah, it wasn't like 3 or 4. Well, at least he had
everybody else
the
thought
team
that
right.
too.
At least he had the team
everybody
right.
else thought that.
All right, big news this week around college football, which is the lifeblood around this area in South Louisiana with LSU and the McNeese Cowboys recruiting. National Signing Day is Wednesday. Give me a sense, can you nail it down in regards to how many actual signees Matt can sign this year? We're looking at 18, 19, 20. What is your range in there?
Well, they already had the guys come in at semester. They had four come in, 3 transfers, one early enrollee, which is a first in program history.
Really?
And they'll probably have, looking around 20, 21 overall spots coming in.
So on Wednesday we can expect 21 signees or 21 including the 4 that
Including what we already have.
What is an area? Again, the roster as we know where it sits now. What do you? And of course, this is projecting out a year or two. But what do you think the need is? What do you think the focus is going to be this year?
I think we'll see on Wednesday that this is Lance Guidry's recruiting class. I already know a few of the guys that have signed the early enrollee. He's going to be a defensive back. His name's Dominique Hill out of Mansfield. They have 3 kids coming in from Neville, teammates. One of them's a linebacker, one of them's a DB, the other kid's a wide receiver. But, I mean, he's been talking about, he can't say specifics, but even during the season, he's going to be like, you're not going to believe the speed we're going to have next year. He would always, he'd keep dropping
he gets
hints
excited.
about, yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
These are recruits. These are freshmen.
Right.
We may not see them.
Right.
The majority we won't see for another 2 years.
but I think we're going to see a lot of defensive players in this group that, offensively, receivers are going to be a commodity that I look for, but I suspect it'll be primarily a defensive.
Defense laden. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, go ahead. You're doing fine.
Oh, very good. Well,
God.
all right.
What?
I said this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it kind of it transpired somewhat because he brought in a couple of transfers, junior college. I really think, and this is no reflection, okay, of Tyler Bolfing, in my humble opinion, but I do believe that I think it would behoove the program as it sits now if he can bring in a quarterback as a transfer. All right. If you're looking to win now, I think they need help immediately at quarterback to broaden that depth, to broaden that competition. And obviously, in my opinion, at safety, you know who they're losing, and possibly a wide receiver in that mix. Right or wrong? Agree or disagree? Now, I'm talking transfer now.
Right.
And it could be 1A, it could be transfer from wherever. Just somebody in immediately can fill some boards.
I mean, I've been told they were pretty close to landing a 1A transfer. Didn't work out. He went to another 1AA program.
Quarterback or skill position?
Quarterback. Scrambling type guy. So, there was at least that door open. And then there's always potential for late summer transfers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that door could still be open. Obviously, we're seeing a more mobile quarterback is necessary. When you look at what Southeastern Louisiana did,
That's
coming out of nowhere.
That was my point, Alex. What you just
Here
brought
we
up.
go. Now we're on. He's hot button for getting.
We were at the game, Rick.
Go ahead.
Southeastern came in, and you looked at the start of the game, size-wise, how it was. Opposing to McNeese. When you had defensive backs, that was the size of linebackers.
Right.
And when we looked, we counted 3 other guys were 1A transfers.
Yeah.
Division I transfers.
But
So
see, let me
and the
interrupt you,
quarterback
but you're
and
talking
the quarterback.
about speed, and you're talking about size.
Well, Rick, the thing is, I guess it all works together. If you can find a big guy and fast,
these aren't the
you don't-
Seattle
you don't-
Seahawks now. But,
No, I'm saying, but when we looked at that, it looked like that game McNeese just couldn't match up with him. Honestly, Alex.
Right.
And
Okay, go ahead.
and look at the quarterback position. The kid transferred from Oregon.
Yeah, quarterback.
So Alex, the point that I'm trying to make, they've got to make a bigger jump.
You're overreacting over an
what's-
isolated incident.
Well, maybe so.
But let me put it
But
this
that
way.
is
If you look at the team that beat them in the playoffs too, though, Jacksonville State was constructed in a
That's
similar
my
way.
point, Scooter.
That's what I was going to get to. And if you look at it from, and I don't know this, but it seems like this year, Southeastern will probably have as many transfers as they will recruits.
Right.
Is that the future of FBS?
That's what fans have to ask themselves. Is that what you want? Do you want to see a program built?
Do
like
you want to
football
win?
program, or
Do you want to win?
Does that trade-off
in
have to happen?
2-year increments.
Sam Houston State
In 2-year increments.
Sam Houston State built a pretty good model. Timothy Flanders was a transfer from Kansas State, and that was the key.
what he did.
The
Yeah.
key
Right.
figurehead. But for the most part, they were built from recruiting. So I think that's what McNeese would like to be.
Yeah.
Have a couple of
That's all I'm saying.
key
That's
skill
all I'm saying.
players.
And you have to, Alex.
Yeah, just an injection. You need an injection.
And that's my point, Rick. I'm not saying
But I think
go out there, but
Southeastern that's a totally different.
Oh, I
program.
know.
I agree.
It's
I agree.
man.
I agree. All right, hold that thought. We're up against the clock. We're going to come back with Alex. We'll finish up with recruiting. We are going to talk about this basketball venue because you guys are just off the map on this subject. Just totally off the map. That when we come back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino.
Just go sit back and watch this fight.
We are worldwide, 365 and 24/7 at soundoff60.com. Soundoff60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Back after this break.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judd, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21 Sulphur.
This is it, the big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels. You know how much we love JD because there's a lot of good food, lovely ladies,
Yes,
a lot
it
of
is.
great stuff, music, karaoke on Tuesday. So if you want to come out and eat well, drink well, and be merry, as some would say, come to Jack
I
Daniels,
totally
where we
agree,
are.
Rick.
And come on
Very
Monday
well
night
said,
between
sir.
5:30 and 6:30,
Yeah,
6:45.
yeah.
You can watch us do our show taping
Yeah,
here
come
at
on,
Jack
we'd love to
Daniels.
have
All right, American Press's Alex Hickey has joined. Where's the hat? Where's the hat, damn it? Come on, man, you can wear the hat in Jack Daniels.
Come on, Alex. Come on, you got to wear the hat,
We're going
man.
to cut him some slack.
Bum Phillips.
Yeah, that's right. Bumville. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna cut this. Before we get on the basketball thing, everybody's interested in quarterback. Quickly, Grant Ashcraft, the 6'6" guy from last year's recruiting class,
Yeah.
or possibly, help me out, Leon Blowen.
Bloom, he moved over to safety, so he
Yeah.
won't be.
But can they move him back? I mean, this is
It
no
seems-
slight on Tyler Bolfing, just more
No,
competition.
it's not, but you just...
Possible? No.
I don't see that.
Okay.
I don't see that.
Are they gonna test the waters with 6'6" Ashcraft?
I think it's Bolfing. Briscoe would be
Yeah.
number 2,
Yeah.
although obviously his health has always been
Yeah.
an issue. Then I guess,
I guess
one of last year's freshmen.
I guess
come in
what
and-
I'm looking at and what I've been looking at, what McNeese has been doing quarterback-wise is that wanting somebody to be mobile. I mean, is this kid, is he that type of kid? Because
Tyler
that's
Bolton?
what I'm looking at.
Hadn't seen
McNeese
enough
is
of
going,
him.
well, that's
He can
what I'm
move a
looking
little
at.
bit.
Yeah.
He can move a little bit.
He's definitely. He's not an option guy, but he's fleet. He's got escapability in the pocket.
Yeah, he can move up a pocket. All right, let's quickly go to this basketball story. And I'm sure we are not going to definitively settle this, okay? Let me state for the record, I'm going to do as quickly as I can. Burton Coliseum is a fine, exceptional basketball facility for McNeese State.
Yes, it is, Mr. Cerro. I have to agree with you on that.
It is a fine facility for
I
basketball.
have to agree with you on that,
The
Mr.
Lake
Cerro.
Charles Civic Center is an okay facility as a fill-in. You're completely wrong calling it a dump or whatever the heck you called it. It has been remodeled.
dump.
Alex,
It
who
is
owns
not a
that, man?
dump.
Alex, who owns
It
that?
is not a dump.
Alex, who owns that place, man? Who actually owns the
They
city?
just remodeled it after
The
Hurricane
city? No,
Rita.
not
Now,
the city. City doesn't own
well,
it.
What is
Paris owns it, Alex.
Dead spots in
Paris
the floor,
owns it, man.
I'm all with you on that. But to call it a dump and not even worthy of, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, I'm paraphrasing, not even worthy as an option is completely ridiculous.
It's a decent place,
Completely
Alex. Come on now,
ridiculous. State your
man.
case.
Have you been to the Cajun Dome?
Yes, I have.
Come on, we know that's
but
not.
this is not
Come on
UL
now, Alex.
Lafayette.
Well,
You're trying to
that's-
elevate
we
the
know
city of
that's
Lafayette.
not-
versus
So
the
it's
city
the
of Lake
city of
Charles.
Lafayette more than UL Lafayette, I think.
City of Lafayette runs the Cajun.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Valid.
I mean, how is this? It's not just a basketball thing. I mean, how does this town get events versus
Cajun
that?
Dome is
The
20 years
Cajun-
younger, 30 years younger than the Civic Center. Go
The
ahead.
Cajun Dome is nicer than a lot of arenas.
You're
I don't
right.
A lot of
think
them.
that's
It ain't just
fair.
local. It ain't just
You're
local.
right. I agree.
I mean, it's not as big.
I don't have a
but
problem with Burton. It's just you can't expect recruits to want to go there, and B, when you're getting kicked out of your own arena every year.
You're right.
I think Burton is a good rodeo arena.
And that's a slap in the face of basketball. I know
See,
where you're
and
going.
that's the way it can't
is.
be.
And even if it
doesn't
was,
feel intimate.
Even if it
You're
was,
wrong.
Everybody's way
even
back.
if it was
You're
the
wrong.
opposite, even if it was a good basketball arena that they had to force fit rodeo
Right.
into occasionally,
Right.
they're still kicking them out 2 weeks a year or 3
Well,
weeks a
I
year.
I don't know how we get around that.
I don't know how you fix that.
that.
You need an on-campus
I don't
facility.
know how you fix that.
They need an on-campus facility? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Wrong again, sir.
Wrong again. I have to say
How in the
wrong.
hell
Where
are
they
you
gonna
gonna?
get it?
Where are you gonna get the money?
Money from the 50.
Is it gonna?
We barely was able to get an athletic facility put in place for how many years it took?
A long time.
Okay, so
It doesn't matter. How are you gonna win when you
seem
have
to me-
at best the 340th facility out of 345 in the country?
Alex Hickey, you're telling me at this table at Jack Daniels on
that
Soundoff
bad,
60
Alex, man?
tonight, are you saying that if they have an on-campus facility that seats, say, 3,000 people,
Not gonna happen.
That the
Not
students
gonna
will
happen.
then increase,
Not gonna happen.
the attendance will increase
Because
by
the
what?
majority of those
50%,
tickets
60%
are coming from
or more?
public. The majority of those
I
tickets
think
that
it
are
would
there are
have a
coming from
chance.
public.
I think it
You
would
think
have a
students are going to fill that arena, Scooter?
I
I'm going to tell you no way.
Well,
They
I'm going
won't.
to tell you no way, Scooter.
It's a commuter school.
I'm going to tell you no way, Scooter.
You can
No
at
way.
least walk
a
there.
lot,
No
a
way.
lot of McNeese students live within easy access to campus.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, you are talking a lot of money to build an
Oh,
arena.
You ain't
a
kidding.
little bit.
And you know, I can see that money been spent. I don't know how you would work out the logistics since it's owned by the city.
Right.
Yeah.
But being spent on the Civic Center to improve the Civic Center. I mean,
This
it-
whole
I
downtown.
can remember.
Nobody shows up for downtown.
I can remember when McNeese basketball filled up the
Yes.
Lake Charles Civic.
Well, you
Center.
had a Joe Dumars, Scooter.
Yes.
Well, it was
you had a
more
Joe
than just
Dumars.
It was.
That's the only
those
time I remember
years.
going.
It
was
was
when
rivalry. It was the
Yeah,
Raging
but-
Cajuns coming in. It was Louisiana Tech
Lamar
coming in,
and
and
Tech.
Lamar.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore.
Joe Dumars sold tickets, guys.
Granted, but it was the rivalry. All right, back to the situation. Again, you're simply saying you dislike the Civic
Nobody
Center.
else in the Southland Conference has to deal with two facilities
Agreed.
off of their campus.
Can't argue that, Alex.
How do you
Agreed.
recruit?
But it's
How
only
is
like
it
a couple
how is it
games. It's a couple
acceptable?
games.
How is it acceptable for McNeese to be in this situation?
You made a good point in the column that they couldn't practice or they couldn't even shoot at the damn Civic Center until
Right.
like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
That is.
I'll
I have
give
to
you
agree on that. That is.
Because, you know, a
Look
basketball
like-
shooter needs to get the
Look
eye
like
on the
logistics on that should have been worked out because
That was
you got to
ridiculous.
go in there and get a feel for what you're playing in.
goal. Give me your number one beef against the Civic Center. What's wrong with it?
It feels like I'm in 1986.
What's wrong with 1986?
Yeah, well,
What's
I don't know. It's got a
1986?
black ceiling.
Come on now,
The
Alex.
seats.
The
I don't get-
there's no scoreboards at the ends. The players
That's
don't
true.
even know how much time is
That's
left at the
true.
end of a half. They got
Granted-
to stare
No,
up
I
at the
agree.
ceiling.
I agree.
It's absurd.
I agree.
It is absurd.
You're
But you
I agree
could
with
put
you.
two
Small.
scoreboards in the end.
At each
a lot
corner.
cheaper
small
than
item.
You could build.
Small
Build a
item.
new one. I
Small
agree with that,
item.
Scooter.
Yeah,
The
all right.
floor is horrible. There's dead spots every 3
I can
feet.
contest to that.
Yeah. that should be fixed, but we're
It's
talking
like
about
Boston
that,
Garden.
okay?
Only there's
I
not
can- I can
the
contest that.
atmosphere of Boston Garden.
the whole thing of people showing up for downtown. It's a fallacy.
That's
it's
the
a
thing.
fallacy. They're not showing up. They're not showing up, and they're not right now. They're
I'm
not
just,
showing up at Burton Coliseum
you know, Alex,
either.
my thing is if you can give me something, and I'm having a hard time believing what you're saying, by having an on-campus arena is going to put people in the stands. I'm having a hard time with that. I mean,
I
I
agree.
really am. Having a hard time with that. But
Well,
if you can,
it can't hurt. I don't
it
know if
can't
you
hurt,
guarantee
Scooter.
it,
but
it can't hurt.
if you can find a way to tell me to put 3,000 people in an arena that you can all but say it'll work, I can be for it. The game I looked at yesterday, guys, unbelievable. They had 35,000 people at the game. It was a college game. Who was it?
Syracuse.
Syracuse. 35,000 people. Are you kidding me?
You're like Hickey. You're
No,
like Hickey.
no.
You're
But what
trying
I'm
to compare
saying,
you all laughing at
I
your
didn't-
niece and
I didn't-
Syracuse is
I
way
didn't
up
know
here.
basketball was
with
that
me, without
big.
me. We gotta go. You're ridiculous bringing Syracuse into the equation.
I just
Alex,
had to
we
bring that
appreciate
up,
you coming.
Ricky.
All right, Alex
Alex,
Hickey,
good
from
having
the
you, man.
American Press.
I just
We're
had
out
to
of
bring
time
that
for
up,
this
man.
segment. We'll be right back.
35,000 people in a basketball arena.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort, home of Soundoff 60, and Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judd, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21, Sulphur.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at LaBerge Casino. Many thanks to the American Press's Alex Hickey.
Yeah, we enjoyed having Alex, man.
Who won the argument?
Huh?
Hands down, I won the argument.
Of course, I wouldn't let him talk. I think I helped you somewhat,
but hands
too.
down, I won the argument.
I mean, I think I helped you somewhat, didn't I?
You call Burton Coliseum a good rodeo arena. That is underhanded
It is a good rodeo arena. I mean, it is.
You dislike it as a basketball arena, do you not?
Everybody.
I do, yes.
You dislike it as a basketball arena.
But I don't know. In the overall scheme of things, maybe it's something they just got to live with. It doesn't mean they ought to, but yes.
But you know what?
In a perfect world, they would have an on-campus arena.
In a perfect world,
yeah,
with money to spend.
But let me say, guys.
I agree.
But let me say this, guys. Would we be having this conversation if more people was in those seats?
Good point.
Will we?
Good point. Probably not.
No.
And look, during that couple of years ago, first round of the NIT thing, Boston College.
My point, Rick.
5,000 people.
Exactly, Rick.
Had a great
My point.
feel, energy.
My point. It was.
Alex is wrong when he says it's not an intimate
it's not intimate
facility.
Well, you got to have more people there, first of all.
Good point. But when I go and I bring the little ones, when I bring my tribe there, and we sit pretty close, I mean, I'm like 20 feet from the floor. How much more intimate do you want?
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
It's very intimate. The lighting is great. The exterior is improving. The concourses, the bathrooms, great improvement. The floor is great. Again, it's only you and me, Gidry.
Yeah.
It's only
I'm
you.
with you. I mean, I'm with you, though. I'm with you.
Burton Coliseum is slammed
with
as a
you.
terrible basketball arena, and they're just
I'm with you, Big Daddy.
They're wrong. And the Civic Center, look, it's dated. We know that.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It
but
is.
They attempted to put whatever money post-Rita into it, and I think they improved it somewhat.
Yeah.
The seats need they need an overhaul. I
do.
understand that.
They
but
do.
It's still an okay optional facility. Oh. All right, let's talk about what Gidry's looking over at.
Yes.
Barb's Trey Quinn made the first team.
Yes.
Hold it up. Y'all can get a shot of that. If you haven't seen it, it's in the American Press.
Yes.
Every Sunday.
Thanks
it's
to
the
Scooter.
Parade magazine. Well, the Parade All-America team every year is a prestigious prep honor for high school athletes.
Huge honor.
Trey Quinn is on the first team, along with this hot shot from North Carolina, who's the starting quarterback.
The fifth, I guess, from
Fifth?
what I'd call the Lake area.
Yeah. Right.
The original Parade All-American team was in '63. A guy from Sulphur, I forget his name. And then there wasn't another one until the same year. David LaFleur from Westlake and Eddie Kennison from Washington Marion.
Yeah.
And then the only other one was Justin Vincent at Barb.
Locally to
So I guess Barb is the first high school with two.
Yeah.
And there's some area guys, Al Woods and
from
Elton.
Yeah.
And if you count Leesville, that's a long way from here. But Michael Ford.
I'd put him on
Just looking at that, LSU's got 5 commits that's on this team. It's pretty
go
decent.
there, Gidry.
Just wanted to point that out, guys.
That means LSU, of course, recruiting is this Wednesday as well, this week for the LSU Tigers. Now, that's first team. That's first team now. You're talking about Kennison, LaFleur, Justin Vincent,
I don't believe anybody. All of them have made first team. I don't believe we ever had one make on.
For Trey Quinn from the Bar Bucks, and of course all the records he set, that's impressive.
That is.
He was obviously a shoe-in to make
that
this
is.
thing, but I still think that's an impressive accomplishment for
to
the
be
Lake
on
area,
such a national stage like this, Rick.
This is a national team. This is the best 22 on offense defense for first team in high school football. That's pretty doggone good.
Guys, can I just make another point?
Yes.
Alabama has 14 people.
They get their commitment.
Where did they get 14?
13 or 14.
I thought they had 6.
I'm counting honorable mention also.
He's talking about the whole
You
shebang.
counting first team, Scoot. I'm counting honorable mention also.
I know you hate this. Look, you know the public, the fans want it. They want Hobbs to say something about LSU recruiting. Say something.
Scooter, tell us something, man.
Say something,
We got
Hobbs.
the #1 recruit, man. So
The
say something,
eyes are
Scooter.
on you, Hobbs.
Come on,
Here we
Scooter.
go.
Say something, Scooter.
I think it's going to be interesting to see. Right now, they
he's
have
getting serious.
19.
Watch. He
They
woke
have
up. He woke up.
19 commitments. And I'm interested to see, is that where they end up?
Yeah.
Or I know they've got at least one open. They still want this Malachi Dupree from John Curtis.
Who doesn't want that? Jeez.
But I'm wondering how many
We'll
others.
know
'cause
Wednesday.
You know, I'm not the recruiting geek that follows this.
Yeah.
We know that. We know that.
So
Nor am I.
I'll have to cram between now and Wednesday so I can write something for the news.
Yeah.
How Leonard Fournette, running back, St. Aug, #1 in the country, right? #1 in the country.
He will play.
As a true freshman.
I seen the kid in Florida.
They need him.
Oh, he will play. I'm telling you,
Hill's
he will
gone.
play. Yeah, he will
Blue's
play.
gone.
Though.
Who's back?
The
big
Hill. You got 18.
And McGee. You like McGee.
Yeah,
You're
I
talking
like
about
McGee. I like McGee in the first open game. He impressed me. The first game. Of this year down in Dallas.
Did
he
you
really
not
impressed
see
me.
Fournette in Tampa?
Yeah, I
Did you
did.
not?
I did. That's not a high school kid.
Yeah.
I physically looked at him. He's not a high school
I
kid.
think maybe the most impressive thing about him too, just maturity-wise, he's not a high school kid.
That's
He's
what I'm
a
saying,
very
Scooter.
mature.
He is.
Mentally, emotionally?
Yes.
Okay.
And looking at him, Scooter can tell you, look at him physically, he's cut.
Yeah.
This kid's cut up for a high school kid.
No, it's amazing. Now, can he play for the Seattle Seahawks right now?
He can go. He can go.
He can go to the Seahawks?
He can go.
Don't
He
even
can go.
plant those seeds.
He can
All
go.
right, we're up against the clock. We'll take a short break, come back.
No,
with
he's a good
something
kid.
The wise guys and more
Yeah.
on Super Bowl 48 and the bummer it was.
It was.
For everybody
Definitely
at this
was.
panel, especially for Mr. Guidry, who formerly
Oh,
played
God.
for the Denver Broncos in
that hurt.
1954.
No.
Back in 2 minutes. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Philip, you guys have been here for 4 years. Why is Tarver Ford doing so well?
Judge, we have a great team with a great passion to win every customer that gives us a chance. Our people are enthusiastic and prepared, our inventory is busted at the seams, and we're discounting prices and giving good money for trades to make deals happen.
Well, it must be working because I see the blue Tarver Ford tags everywhere. But how do you keep customers?
We want customers for life. So at Tarver Ford, every new vehicle includes complimentary lifetime oil changes.
Let us show you how a great team serves its customers a first-class experience.
At Tarver Ford, exit 21 Sulphur.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Sound Off 60.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
All right, we are back here at Jack Daniels. Time to stomp the wise guys.
Yeah.
And the lovely K girls are here. Kaylee and Kayla.
Yes.
But before we go any further, Kaylee, this is it.
This is it.
We've been knowing this for a couple of weeks. You're leaving LaBerge, you're leaving Jack Daniels,
We're
you're
gonna
leaving
miss
Southwest Louisiana, and we are going to miss
we've
I'm
enjoyed
gonna miss
having you.
y'all.
Kaylee's one of
It's
our
happening.
favorites.
Sorry.
Los
hate
Angeles, if you
that.
don't mind,
We
I
hate that.
won't say the city,
Sorry.
even though I kind of hinted. You're going out to California.
Yeah.
You want to be a star.
Something
right?
like that.
Nothing's wrong
She
with
wants to
that,
be a
man.
star.
Something like that.
A couple seconds.
Well,
what do
we
you want
wish
to do
you-
out there?
Entertainment broadcasting, hands
Really?
down. E-News, Entertainment Tonight. I want to be that girl.
Okay.
If I'd have known that,
We had
I
a
would-
guy. We had a guy did the weather here.
Well, no.
Yeah,
no.
yeah, we did.
No,
No,
that's
we did.
right. Marciano.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
if we would have known she wanted to do that, we would have kicked Hobbs off the show like months ago.
We
and
could have
had her
picked him
fill
off.
in.
We could have picked him off. Bye.
We're out of
My
the loop.
friend. My friend.
We loved
My
having
friend.
you here.
Yes,
Good
we
luck.
did.
Be
Thank
safe out
you.
here.
Enjoyed.
in
Yes.
California.
We wish you
All
the
right,
best.
who's up
Thank
first?
you.
It's Stump the Wise Guy.
Okay, here we
We're
go.
not ignoring you, Kayla.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Not
You're
at
not
all.
going to California.
Yeah,
are you?
okay. All right. Whatever, guys.
Okay.
Whatever.
Here we go.
Question 1. What NFL team now has the most popular Super Bowl loses?
The what?
What NFL
Losses.
team losses, yeah.
It
Has the most
popular.
Super Bowl losses?
Most. That would be the Broncos.
No.
Yes,
No.
the Broncos
Buffalo.
have the most Super
Buffalo.
Bowl losses.
Buffalo.
No, the Broncos have lost 5 Super Bowls. They said it in the game.
Okay, because Buffalo lost 4.
They're
Okay, I
by
guess
4.
you're right.
No,
Is
the most
Mr.
Super
Cerro
Bowl losses,
the most Super Bowl losses?
Denver
Oh,
Broncos.
okay, is Mr. Cerro right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they're 2 and 5.
I was going with Buffalo. Sorry.
Okay.
I know they were close. They were close.
Okay, question number 2. What team has multiple Super Bowl victories without a Super Bowl loss?
Oh,
I'm going to say the Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers
Yes.
have
no, they've lost.
Late.
Multiple
Have they?
wins
They
without
didn't
a
lose.
loss.
Without a
You know,
Super
the
Bowl
other
loss.
Steel Curtain guys didn't lose one, but they did later under Tomlin.
49ers? Well, the 49ers lost Colin Kaepernick last year.
week. Ravens.
Yep.
Ravens. Way to go, Scoop.
Yeah.
That's right. They've won 2. They have not lost. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Hey,
Yes. Here we go.
Okay. All right, now for the tricky
Cajun
questions.
Queen. Here we
The
go.
tricky questions. Okay.
Okay.
Peyton Manning has lost 2 Super Bowls, but he is not alone among active quarterbacks. What rival quarterback has also lost 2 Super Bowls?
Not active. I was going to say John.
Tom Brady.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Brady.
Tom Brady's lost
Brady.
a couple.
What
See,
year?
Brady. Oh, we don't. I don't know the year, but
Come on, y'all
07,
both know
07
this.
against the Giants.
Okay, that's right.
right.
Did he not lose to
Yeah,
the
like
Ravens?
2 years ago.
The Ravens, right?
Well,
The
no,
Ravens?
they're both in the AFC.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
2011 is the number.
Who did he lose to?
We're good. All right.
Yeah, y'all got it right.
Yay.
Anyway.
All right,
You
number
see,
4.
before she goes any further, that's, the beef against Manning. Now, granted,
Because
Brady has
they
won
played
3.
more. He's
but,
played
but,
more.
But, Brady's lost 2. Manning's lost 2.
Yeah.
But Brady has lost.
I think the
won 3.
deal with Peyton was that he wanted to catch his little brother. It's what he was.
Yeah,
That-
all right,
that's what
back
I think
to
the whole
Kayla.
deal was. He wanted to
All
catch
right.
him.
You done?
I'm sorry. I'm done, man. She is rough. She is
All right.
rough.
Okay. What 4 current NFL teams have never even made it to a Super Bowl?
Okay, the Texans.
Okay. Texas.
Lions.
Cincinnati.
Lions. No,
Nope.
Cincinnati has.
They lost to the 49ers.
Okay. Cleveland.
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 Cleveland. How many you got? 3?
We got 3. And
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Good job,
Yeah,
guys.
you've been around for
That was
like 10
coming.
Jacksonville. We got it right?
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
We're on
right.
a
We
roll.
do that.
All right. Last question.
Bonus question.
What are the next 3 Super Bowl sites?
Oh, Hobbs, you know that.
Oh, easy.
We talked about it last week.
Houston,
No, it's next
Dallas,
year's
Phoenix.
isn't it?
Phoenix,
Phoenix.
Houston, Dallas, Phoenix.
No, they
No,
wouldn't put it in
yeah.
Texas. It's California. It's not Los Angeles. It's got to be the new stadium in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, the new San Francisco. yeah.
Santa,
Okay.
Santa
Phoenix,
Barbara,
San
Santa
Francisco.
Clara, Santa
Santa
Maria,
Clara.
Santa Clara,
Santa Clara.
something
All
like
right,
Phoenix,
then.
San Francisco area.
that area. And Houston, Reliant. They're going back to Reliant.
Yeah. I said.
Yeah. You
I
did.
said Texas.
Well, you said Houston. You also said Dallas. They wouldn't
Well,
have
I'm
it.
sorry. I meant Houston, Texas. Reliant
correct.
Stadium.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
That-
Wonderful.
Is that it? That's it.
Is that
That's
it?
it.
No more?
Thank you, Kayla.
Oh, we
It's
was
been a long
needing
time
another
since
one.
we had Kayla.
We was
I
needing
know.
another
Long
one.
time.
Come
I
on
miss you
now.
guys.
We missed you too.
Where y'all been all my life?
You always give the
We've always
easy
here on
questions.
Monday.
That's why we like you. You always give the
No, it's
easy
because I
ones.
always harass you and you'll like that.
Yeah, she's
all right.
feisty, Kayla.
Yes, she is. Believe me.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you
right, we're
so
gonna
much.
miss her.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
miss her. Okay, thank y'all. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
ladies.
She wants to be an entertainment
Let her do it. Let her do it.
broadcaster.
Let her do it. Yes.
You know Rob Marciano,
I
huh?
do, man. Rob's making
Send him
big
a-
money, man.
send him a blurb up
News.
there. Get Kayla
We're
on
the
the
guy here, man. What?
All right, so to sum up the Super Bowl, we know why they lost. It was a downer of the game.
And
The
you know-
safety. Guys, it was a stunner.
Those 2 points can
but
hurt you, man.
But I just
Those
don't
2 points
think
can hurt
the
you.
national media is talking about they couldn't overcome it.
It didn't determine the game.
Couldn't
No.
overcome 2
It didn't.
points?
Yeah,
I know,
it didn't.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
That didn't determine the game. No, it was a bad play of the first quarter. Leave it at that. That's it. It started going
I thought
downhill
it was
the next series.
The
okay.
pick six made it over.
Yeah.
That's what
And this what makes me mad, guys. You know, you have to blame Peyton for throwing it, but Marino.
He got hit.
Man, Marino, I would cut him. You're gonna sit there and let the guy come around you and pick the ball.
No Sean.
Oh, you mean no Sean Marino?
Yeah, cut him. Cut him. Get rid of him.
What
He is a
could
decent
have
player,
gone
Scooter.
wrong did go wrong. It was just awful. You got to feel for Peyton Manning because he's really one of the class guys in the league.
And you know, it seems like
He's
it's
a
been
class.
a good while. You know, it used to be the Super Bowl's MO that they all ended up like.
Guys.
Yeah.
But it
has been
seems
a while.
like,
You're
like
right.
the last 10 years,
Wait.
they've all
We've
been
had
pretty good
great
games.
games.
What's
Yeah.
the one thing we haven't talked about
This
the
was a
entire
shocker.
night, guys?
Shocker. What?
Where was Omaha?
Oh, yeah. No Omaha.
Scooter.
No Omaha.
None. Not once.
You didn't hear it at
Not
once?
once.
Maybe that's why they lost. No Omaha.
I don't
And
know.
You forgot to remind me about the commercials. Remind me next
commercial.
week.
Yes,
I
yes,
want
the
to talk
commercial,
about
Rick.
the Super Bowl. I know we're a
Yes,
week
let's
late,
talk
but
about
we
it,
want to
yes.
get in on that because I want to weigh
It
in
was
on
a big
couple of
controversy.
things.
Yes, it
there
was.
Some good ones. There
Yeah,
was some
it was.
good
Oh,
ones,
I
and there
enjoyed
was
a
some
few.
duds, as they usually
Yeah.
are. All right. Brought the A game, guys. We appreciate it.
Always.
Many thanks to Alex Hickey from the American
Yeah,
Press.
enjoyed having
Have a
Alex.
great sports week, everybody. Remember, Wednesday, National Signing Day for the Tigers.
That's the big
and
day for
Cowboys.
these young
We'll see
guys.
you next time, everybody.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at LaBerge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 60 Monday through Sunday nights, 9 p.m. and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout the week on Communicom Cable Channel 6 at 9 p.m. across Southwest Louisiana. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the boys and access our website links at soundoff60.com.